Happy Friday, everybody. We're live with weekly episodes of Facts and Snacks. I haven't been on here in a while. The speaker was Mia, and she was just so amazing. So you guys, I'm going to try to, I'm having a little technical difficulty, so just give me a quick second here to see if I can do that. My internet is just a little bit sketchy today. Okay, so I'm on here now. Okay, it says I'm on here, so let's see. I'm just curious because sorry guys, bear with me. I just want to make sure that we have a good show today. Okay, so and guys, if I can't get this to work, we may have to reschedule only because my internet is not been storm trying to come out now, but some bad weather over here in Arkansas. So for time. Okay, so it's not working for me. We're gonna try to move on, guys. With the show like this, Jenny, can you hear me okay, or am I still kind of going in and out?
You're actually a lot better. I'm hearing you a lot better now that we've gone live. So let's see how it goes. And worst case scenario,
Okay.
we'll do something else for you guys a little bit later on, but we'll try our best.
Okay, perfect. So again, guys, sorry about that. You know, as we are in the virtual online space, it's just one of those things. Problems all the time, so we push through it. So things here. We get with her. So we're finally in March. It's just we're already in March of 2019 when it feels like it was just December of 2000 yesterday. Oh my goodness. I really hope you guys have been making strides and have been productive this year because we're at the end of we're about to go, and I hope those goals that you guys made, that you're sticking to the plan, that we mapped out for that. The Small Business Owner's Guide to Hiring a Virtual Assistant, that course is still available. That is an ongoing course, guys, so you can enroll in that at any time. I'm still, talking with business owners like I always do on a day-to-day basis regarding expanding their team and bringing on a virtual assistant. And I completely understand how much time it takes to actually research bringing on somebody, and you're in the Facebook groups and you're asking all of these questions. Well, this course eliminates all of that. It's a done for you guide. It's a self-paced course as well. So all you have to do is just go through the modules, and it's a virtual assistant. That's really the only announcement with Jenny. Excited to have her here, and it's because we haven't had a guest speaker expertise before. So Jenny, she's a campaign strategist, and I'm gonna let her tell you about.
Well, thank you. I'm excited. I'm Jenny. I'm a campaign strategist. And so basically what I do in simple terms is I help online product-based businesses and service-based businesses get seen online in different ways, unique ways they haven't thought of before, and ways that stand out to their competitors. I use a very specific guerrilla marketing strategy, which basically means little to no cost. The entire point of it is to get seen by a large amount of people in a short period of time And it's really meant to make your customers go, wow, and make your competitors go, and that is what I've specialized in for the last 6 years. I've been a consultant since I was in my early 20s. I started my first company when I was 19, and I've really just been building out business after business for a really long time, and then dabbled in the corporate sector and the nonprofit sector, doing product launches and sales, social media marketing, and various campaigns. And I got to work with a large amount of data, and then I got to work with small businesses with small amounts of data, and through a lot of trial and error and testing, I figured out some consistent strategies that worked best for all audiences. And it's just been really exciting to move from just exciting campaigns and really bring those into the small business sector, which really not a lot of people utilize. And so if this is a new concept to a lot of you, you are not alone. Most entrepreneurs don't think to run their marketing this way, and that's why it's so unique and different.
Oh, I love that. Really, really dig into that, because what I weren't talking about was, just those steps, right? The steps that you take with, to help and grow their business.
Yeah, absolutely. There are, I talk about things a couple different ways. I talk about foundational marketing, and then I talk about advanced marketing. So I hear a lot of people online doing a lot of the foundational stuff, and I consider foundational, hey, I'm posting on my Instagram X amount of times per week. I'm posting on my Facebook page X amount of times per day. I'm focused on my Facebook group. I'm posting in other people's Facebook group. I'm going Facebook Live, or I'm doing Instagram Live. And I consider those things that are part of like a daily marketing strategy for any business. They're foundational strategies. They're things you should be doing, need to be doing, especially if you're new to business or you don't have a huge following. Those are the ways to kind of get your name out there. And that's what I consider foundational visibility. That's the first step. And once you've kind of mastered that, and you've got a social media following that is engaged, you've got an email list that's started, they don't have to be huge, but you have to have some sort of foundation built. Then you can move on to what I consider next level visibility. And I do it through a 30-day campaign. So I call it results in a month. And over the course of 30 days, you can have a pre-launch, a launch, and a post-launch that has multiple online events in it that really stand out from the crowd, stand out to your competition, stand out to your audience, and bring in collaborations and partners that can really help you build a mutually beneficial event for lots of different kinds of people, not just your target audience, but also your partners who can jump in and kind of get involved and reach new people that you have been attracting. And it's just a win-win for everybody. But what I see happening a lot is entrepreneurs jumping from, hey, I need to go into groups X amount of times per day and post value, and I need to post on my own social media accounts. And I've been doing that for, X amount of time, and now I'm going to launch something. And what kills me as an entrepreneur is to see other entrepreneurs going into, forums and say, my launch flopped, or I didn't make the sales I wanted, or I get it a lot on phone calls. I'll get on a phone call, like, it just didn't work. I swear I did all of the marketing strategies. And I've definitely learned that you can do all of the things and you still won't make sales. And there's a missing key in that, which is really, how well were you known? How visible were you? Did you build that know, like, and trust factor prior to launching? Because if you do the work prior, the launch is easier. You've already primed your audience and gotten them ready to buy when you did launch. But if you spend all of your time selling to them, and you don't focus on nurturing them, building a community, positioning yourself as the leader in your industry or what you're talented at, then when you go to sell to them, they're like, well, why do I care? I don't have a relationship with you. So you've got to build that first. And a lot of entrepreneurs completely skip that step, go to launch, and then they're like, well, I'm a crappy entrepreneur. It didn't work. And that's not true at all. And so that is what I focus on. I work with very high level clients in a one-on-one, and I basically build out their entire campaign for them, all of their social media, all of their email marketing, all of their public relations strategy, all of their graphics, everything they could possibly need for their entire campaign. I hand deliver it over to them and say like, hey, this is the exact strategy, copy and paste it and go to work. And then obviously they get to tweak it. So they have one campaign created and then they can use it again and again and again forever. Just tweak for every new launch that they do, every new visibility strategy they want. That also offer a side of the house that's more DIY. And that's the one I'm really excited about because a lot of entrepreneurs are at that stage where they want to launch and they just don't know the strategy to get there. And so I do actually have a DIY version of it that's really exciting, and launches today actually on pre-sale. So that is really what that's really what I focus on, helping entrepreneurs get visible in unique and different ways.
That is amazing. I was taking notes off of that because I've had that happen to me, with something that I have launched. And just like you said, I promised that I did everything. I went by the book and I'm like, okay, what happened? And you're right. That step that you mentioned, now that I think about it, that is exactly what I was missing. You're so right. When I'm posting, I try not to come off as salesy. I'm more of, wanting inspire and resources, but sometimes I don't necessarily know how to do that along with what you're saying as well. And I honestly think that's what a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners struggle with too. And they just don't say anything. They think they know it all. And it's like, no, you don't. You need to consult with the professional, right? So that's really cool. I like that a lot. So talk to us a little bit more about a lot of our viewers probably on that side. So can you talk to us a little bit more about the course and what we can expect from it?
Yeah, so I'll kind of talk you through what I consider a campaign. So a lot of people get scared when I say the word campaign because there's like two types of campaigns. There's the kind that's involved in politics, and then there's the kind that ad agencies do. Like a paid marketing strategy. So people think of like an AdWords campaign and they're like, oh my gosh, this is going to cost me so much money. I've never run a campaign with any sort of paid marketing, and I've been able to go viral. I've been able to start trending on social media. I've been able to, increase clicks by 1,000% in like a day, like just insane things that don't require money. And so people say organic marketing is dead. No, like it's really not, but you're using it in the exact same way that the entrepreneur to your left and your right is doing. And if you want to be different, you can get results. DIYing that campaign is really important, but I'll break down kind of like what I consider a really vital online campaign for visibility, not to make sales, to get seen online. There's the two different things, two different. So if you want to establish yourself as an expert, as an influencer, as somebody who really knows what they're talking about and can provide value to others, then you come at a campaign in a different way. I always say you have to have a business that like speaks from your soul. So I only work with entrepreneurs when I ask them what their why is, like why they're a business or why they're an entrepreneur, and what their story is, I am expecting a certain type of level of honesty and empowerment coming from those types of stories. Because if you want to run a marketing campaign from the aspect of I need to make money, I want to quit my corporate job because I hate my boss, I want to just kind of like be the person that like makes 10K sitting on the couch watching TV, those are not the types of individuals that have crazy success with like their marketing strategies. Those marketing campaigns that really do very well come from like a deep place of heart and soul and passion and purpose. And so I work with entrepreneurs who tell me a story about why they're in business, and it touches my soul. If it touches my soul, that is a place that you can build a awareness campaign from, because you're selling a story, you're selling yourself, you're selling your authenticity. You're not just here because you want to make a buck, you're here because you want to change the world and impact lives. And that's a different approach. It's a different feeling that your audience gets from you. So that's what I say is step one. If you operate from that place, that heart, then you have the chance to be very, very successful in your marketing. The second thing I say is know yourself and know your business and your expertise. So if your expertise is, a weight loss coach, or your expertise is, selling this Etsy product that you put your heart and soul into making and creating, and it's completely customized. Like, those are two completely different businesses, but you're an expert at something. When you are an expert
right.
a theme about it. So I often say, okay, figure out what you're an expert at and create the theme surrounding that expertise. This is especially important if you plan on launching something. So I always say this is the best strategy to use 30 to 45 days prior to launching. And your expertise should be linked with whatever your offer is down the road. So if you're selling a course on, how to lose baby weight, then I would expect that your visibility strategy is completely focused around the single topic of weight loss after birth. It would make sense. You establish the expert in that the month prior to telling people that you have something that can solve their biggest problem. So you start with that theme. I always add on a little something special to the theme, and I create a hashtag to it. And my hashtags are known for performing very, very, very well. So here's the key to creating a hashtag that's actually going to sell your brand, sell your image, and then obviously sell down the line your products and courses. And that is to create something very, very specific and short. So you could create a hashtag called hashtag weight loss, but 1 million people are going to use that. It's not really specific. And if your campaign did do well, for instance, and you started to trend on social media with that hashtag, who would join in? Would it be your target audience? I mean, they want to lose weight, but it's, is that who you serve? Do you serve everybody in the entire world who wants to lose weight? So you have to be very specific. So, your hashtag should always include who you're serving, what you're talking about, and why they should care. Like, is it speaking to their problem? Like, if you create a hashtag, is that going to be, one, usable repeatedly? So in other words, like, it shouldn't say weight loss 2019, because then you can't use it beyond 2019. And it should also be something that other entrepreneurs should be able to use too, because once you create a hashtag, it only helps you if other entrepreneurs start tagging their own posts with that hashtag. I mean, that's when you know you've made it. So you got to be very specific with that theme, that goal, and that hashtag and phrase. And then you build your marketing strategy around that topic. So I tend to encourage people to think a little outside the box. I use Twitter chats. I use LinkedIn campaigns. I use contests. I use online summits. I use webinars. I use anything that is different from let's go post in Facebook groups, let's go post on my own accounts. I want to see community over competition. I want to bring in partners that are amazing and that can really help you get in front of their audience, but also it's a mutually beneficial relationship because they can get in front of your audience. And I also bring in a huge public relations strategy to get on podcasts, to do guest blogging, to get featured in magazines, to, write for larger media outlets, get on TV shows, do Facebook Live swaps, whatever you need to do to get visible. but that's all part of a larger strategy over the course of usually 30 days, 30 to 45 days prior to launching that you need to implement so that you can really stand out and build that relationship with your audience prior to saying, hey, I'd like to ask you for $5,000 now.
I love that. Oh my gosh. That is some really, really good information that even as I'm sitting here, even in my own business, we offer marketing services, but some of those specific things you said, we don't offer those things. Really, really awesome that you like you're in a way, right? So you're not just like, well, we're just gonna do a 30 to 45 day, pre-launch, and this is how, like, you're really taking them through the steps and you're nurturing them and educating. And I appreciate that a lot because, some business owners don't operate that way. So I really, really like that a ton. Like that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting.
Go ahead. No, gosh, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. But I get really excited to teach. That's one of the things. I started out as a coach, as a business marketing coach. And I loved that element. I loved getting in front of a conference of people and teaching them social media. It's so exciting. So I'm really excited with this DIY version of my program because I do charge currently $5,000 to work with me one-on-one to build out that campaign. And so this is something that's being offered at a fraction of the price so that you can really self-pace and walk yourself through. And I have little like workbooks that come with it. So like you get to map out like what would your campaign idea be? What would that hashtag be? What marketing tactics that I'm covering like feel good to you? Because there's no right way. There's no wrong way. There's just your way. And if you put in the work, and one of the things that I say, and this is something that I realized by working with other entrepreneurs, is this phrase called marketing the marketing. Market the marketing. So what I saw were a lot of entrepreneurs doing a ton of marketing. So for example, they have a Facebook Live on, I'm making this up, Monday. And they go Facebook Live, and then in their amazing Facebook Live, which has all of these incredible tips and tricks, they get on the air and nobody shows up, nobody watches the replay. It kind of goes into like Facebook algorithm, black hole. But what they missed when they created that was the marketing strategy to market the live. Because if they had marketed their live better, which was their marketing tactic to sell whatever they were trying to pitch at the end, they would have been able to get more people on air, engaged with them. They would have, had their questions answered, and then they would have been more primed and ready to sell. And primed and ready to buy, like the key of this. And so a lot of people put together a marketing plan and they're like, okay, here's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 3 Facebook Lives. I'm going to do an email. I'm going to do XYZ Facebook posts. I'm going to go into these groups. And they never tell people that they're doing all this stuff. They're like, I got the plan, but they don't execute the marketing within the plan. So nobody shows up on air. Nobody's there. So I call it market the marketing, and it's so simple. It's like such a duh concept, but then you look at your marketing plan, oh crap, I didn't do that. I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And so I actually had an entrepreneur that I walked through her Facebook Live strategy with her a week ago, and we did it my way. And she made 2 sales the same day of her Facebook Live. So market the marketing actually works.
Love that. Oh my gosh. That's some good information, guys. And I didn't mention this earlier because Jenny has just been so great. I'm so engaged. But make sure if you're watching this, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. But if you're watching this on replay, please you have questions, Jenny will come back and answer, but she will also leave all of your information when we're done here shortly. So this is just awesome. This is really good info. So I'm just curious, Jenny. So you kind of told us, you've been, running businesses for a while, for, quite some time, and you did some consulting, you were a business coach and all of these things. So how do you find inspiration to keep going? I wouldn't just say in one business, but all of your businesses are wanting to, do better and take yourself to the next level or start a new.
Yeah, so inspiration. Okay. So I think there's one thing I love to do more than anything. I love to travel. So actually, I am an entrepreneur full time. And so I book overseas trips and I travel the world, I travel the country. And so every time I see like this new beautiful place that like I could not have imagined in my dream that you only see in magazines or in photos, that is so inspirational to me. And really, I take a step back and look at myself and say, okay, what led me to being able to be in this place? I feel so small here. The mountains are so big. Or, the Grand Canyon last summer, I went and visited and I was like, wow, like, I can't believe I'm here. Like, this is the stuff you dream.
Yes.
And when that becomes your life, you have to like look back and be like, wow, I'm so grateful I got to this place, and what were the steps I took to get here? And I think that's really what people need to do is look at yourself and how much you've accomplished. The littlest things, celebrate little things. Like, geez, this morning I, was able to get dressed before 8 a.m. because I actually went to bed on time and I woke up, and now I'm able to be more efficient today because I'm up and at 'em and not like sleeping in. Like, it's the little things that you should be celebrating and get inspiration from. I love listening to motivational speeches. Like, I love that, like podcasts of motivation. I love hearing other people's stories of success. That inspires me. I invest in a lot of business coaches because I believe in mentorship, and they inspire me and push me to go further and farther and faster. And I'm not afraid of investing myself. I mean, gosh, I've probably invested $12,000 in the past 18 months into my own personal development. Probably more than that, actually, if I really think about it. I'm one of those people that believes that investing is in yourself and your knowledge and your skills is so important. I would not have gotten where I am today if I didn't study, if I didn't learn, if I didn't push myself to read every blog post I could find and absorb that information and then take action on it. And I think my clients inspire me. I love looking at what they do and say, I'm excited to be part of this journey with you. I'm so grateful that you chose me to be a part of your journey. That's incredible. They don't have to do that. They have, there's another person over here, another person over here they could hire, and they chose me. And that gratefulness and that relationship and that trust, that inspires me to be the best person that I can be and to help them get the results that they deserve. I'm more invested in their results than I am my own. And that is so important to like my values and my morals and my foundation of why business.
And there were a couple few key points in there that you said about what I call small wins, because that is important. I've probably talked about that even with other guests on the show, even when I do the show myself, because it is important. How can you celebrate a big win if you don't even pat yourself on the back for the small ones? I mean, what you said was very, very on that. And, just you explaining your morals, that is just that, you feel that way with your clients. You can tell, the passion there, your voice, just everything that you're saying. So all of your clients are very, very lucky because you just not in it for them. You like to educate. It is really good because I told you earlier, I'm huge on that. As if we don't support each other in the small business community, how will we continue to grow and thrive? We won't. If we don't another and network and collaborate and all of those things. So a ton. I have another question for you. What is one about you? What is one thing about Jenny that we should know?
That we should know? Oh gosh, there's so many things. So I'll be honest, I did not. Okay, this is a fun one. When I went to college, my major was logistics. I literally was going to work in supply chain in a warehouse, crunching numbers of how to get a fleet from one place to another the most like effective and efficient way. And I, honest to gosh, believed that that was going to be my career up until my final semester of undergrad. Like, how long did I think that was going to happen? And what changed me, okay, so if you don't know what you want in your life, or you're not sure where you want to go, you have to go intern. Like, just do it. Or just, if you don't have time to intern, go job shadow. Because one of my final classes required you each week to go to a different warehouse and study their supply chain process. And then write like a new supply chain recommendation for them. And I went in and I was like, wait, what? This is what I'm going to do the rest of my life? Like this is dark. It's dingy. Like, this isn't me. I'm so bubbly and bright. Like, I need sunshine. Like, this can't be what I'm graduate with. Like, wait, what did I just do? How much time did I waste? And it's funny because I graduated with a master's degree by the time I was 22. And so I'm probably like, what, 20, 21? And I'm so close to finishing my degrees. And I'm like, wait, like, are you serious? I had started my first when I was 19. So I had already been doing marketing and public relations work for years. And I still thought that the supply chain thing was going to be what I do. Like, it didn't make any sense. I guess that is probably like my biggest lesson. I hope you can take something from that too, of if you're watching this and you're like, you think your life is going to be this, but never limit yourself to that, because an opportunity can open up, a door can open up, you meet the right person in an elevator, you get introduced to something and you're like, oh, but I invested all of this time in hitting this goal. Like, it's too late for me. And if I had taken that approach in college, I would not be where I am today. I would not have gone on to run more companies. I would not have gone on into the career path that I chose, to work in corporate, to work in nonprofits, to work with franchises and small businesses. If I had said, well, I invested X amount of time and X amount of money learning this, and oh yeah, by the way, it's nothing like what I actually want to do. Thankfully for me, I had double majored. So my other major was marketing, but I was like convinced I was never going to use it. And then look at what happened. So lessons learned, but moral of the story, don't close any doors and never think that it's too late. And it's always possible. And you can do whatever you want to do, no matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been in business, no matter how long. I can't tell you how many times I've pivoted my business, how many times I've pivoted my target audience. All the time. I've done it so many times. Like, it's like, stop, Jenny. You get to grow as a human being. You get to grow in your passion. You get to grow in your skills. You always get to grow. And if that means you're going to take a little bit of a different angle, so be it. Be happy and do you.
I love it, love it, love it. That are just coming in. Make sure you guys watch the replay. It will be available because Jenny has given us so much great information that, you make me want to I'm like, sign me up today. That's how I feel. My gosh, Chanel on So those of you that play again, hashtag replay, ask your questions. Jenny will leave her information. And as we close out, have any last tips or tricks for our audience?
I am going to give you a little bit of homework. For anybody watching, I want you to really look back at your business. And if you can, and you're watching this all the way to the end, I'd love for you to comment below and tell me why you started your business. And I don't want a superficial answer, like the answer everybody gives. I want you to really dig down into you and figure out why you felt a calling to do this. And if you can do that inner work to find what your purpose and your passion is, I would love to hear about it, because I think that is the root of your business. It's the root of your marketing strategy. It's the root of the clients that you attract. If you're struggling with anything right now, I mean, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be marketing. I want you to go back to your why. I want you to go back to the reason you felt compelled to be here today, in this moment, watching this. And why is that? Because if you can give your own self a reality check and honor and congratulate yourself for being where you are today, that is so powerful to re-energize yourself and look at your life, your business, and yourself in a new way. And I'm promising you, if you do that inner work today and you get that inspiration back, next week you're going to be on fire. You're going to like come up with all these new ideas that you've never thought of before, that you're going to implement, and that you're excited, and you've rejuvenated that passion in your business. So if you feel stuck, go back to your why, take a good hard look. And if you're willing to share with me your why below, I'd love to hear about it and cheer you on.
Oh, that's awesome, guys. Go back to share. If you're feeling stuck, go back to share your why. So that wraps us up, guys, for another episode of Facts and Snacks. I'll probably be on next week. I don't have a guest speaker, so I will come as know probably early to mid next week, kind of what we're going to talk about. And that's all we have for today. You know, make the rest of today productive. For those of you that are working this weekend, which is probably, as a business owner, make it count, guys. Again, to the end of Q1 and through 2019. So just keep your head up, guys, and keep pushing. And make sure that you guys, get your strategies together. So we are signing off now, and I will talk to you guys later. And thank you again, Jenny, for coming on. And bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm trying to see it. Sorry, guys. 1 second. It's not going on. Oh.